students, here we are having the next topic that is very important one, that is electroplating. As we have seen that how chemical effects are done with the electricity, and that is one of the most important example in that. So electroplating we have done for various reasons, and that is very useful for us, and nowadays a lot of things you will see because of electroplating only. That is a result of that. So what is it basically? The process of depositing a layer of desired metal over the other metal. Like if I am having a ball here and that is made up of silver, let's suppose, and I want to make a coating of it around it like this, and that should be of gold. So I can do that. Instead of making the whole ball of gold, why not just I put the gold plating around it. That is known as electroplating, that we can use and we can do with the help of electricity. That is why this topic is very necessary to understood. Okay, so here the depositing of one metal over the other metal and or the material, it is done by the electricity part only. Yes, that is known as electroplating. So electricity is used in that is gives the idea hint of electro, and plating means we are surrounding it with one part with any desired metal. Here is the example of it. Let's suppose we need to make the key that is made up of some different metal, but we want to make it plated with the copper, so that we can make it with by keeping this key into a copper solution. If a copper sulfate solution is made to be done here, and we put, you know that here at anode, because copper is positive, so all the anode particles are made up of copper only. You can put a copper rod here, and at the part of anode you can put a key here. Okay, like key, like okay. Now key is here at the part of cathode, that is a negative terminal and that is a positive terminal. Now through this, while the current is flowing through the positive terminal, and electrons from here to going to get to insert here, but in place of the electrons, because electrons are the negative ions, negative particles, so they will get attracted towards the positive. But copper itself is a positive ion. You know that copper is made up of Cu plus 2. So that will, in place of, like here, it is having two ions, two atoms of copper are here. So, दो ये देगा इनको, and two electrons in return they will provide. So anode will give two electrons to the cathode will give two electrons to the anode, and anode will provide two copper ions to the cathode place. Okay, so here with this help we can make to interchange the desired metal from one electrode to the another one, and while we are putting here the key, so that here while the copper ions are coming towards this, they get deposited on it. That is why you can see here we are having such kind of plating. So that is done because the metal has some property which is another metal lacks. You know that some metals like iron, it could get easily rust while it is rainy season, and at the places where it is lots of raining there, so we can just make the plating of copper to just get it prohibited to get rust. So that is, there are maybe another reasons for the plating, but yes, that property that is lacked in one kind of metal could be overcome by the another type of metal. That is why we have done such kind of platings. And here the uses of it is to prevent from corrosion, as I have told you the example of rusting, and to make the item attractive. Even you can make the key plated with a gold, that would be attractive one. Okay, and that does not cost a lot also. Like a single plating of gold could make it more attractive, and more like gold is a least reactive element, so that will be working like forever. Okay, that is why girls like gold, and this gold is stayed for a long period because it is very least reactive matter. Now let us see some different types of electroplatings, that is chromium plating. So all these instruments or devices or things I can say that is available at your house and is around you, so all these are plated with chromium because chromium has a very good capability to not get rust. So whatever we are say like stainless steel, it is also a mixing of copper there so that it could not get rust, and it is actually a shining thing. That is also very good. It looks good also, and it is not easily get reduced by heat, by any kind of climatic change or any kind of electricity. So actually this is a very good material. That is why we plate all these things easily. It could get ओवर प्लेट ऑल्सो, लाइक इजीली हम क्रोमियम को प्लेटिंग भी कर सकते हैं, दैट इज वेरी इजी. सो इसीलिए ज्यादातर मटेरियल हम अपने आसपास देखते हैं दैट इज आर मेड अप ऑफ क्रोमियम प्लेटिंग ओनली. लेट अस सी अनदर एग्जांपल्स ऑफ दैट. गोल्ड एंड सिल्वर प्लेटिंग. Yes, that I have told you many of the things that not all of us could afford a fully made up of gold things. So what we can do, we just plate it with the gold. मतलब gold की plating चढ़ा देते हैं. So that would be cheap for us and easily available and could be long lasting also. So in jewelry part, we actually do that thing. Now next one is tin plating. Yes. So on the vessels we do tin plating because it is also again a least reactive, and the things that we put inside as a vessel, so it is least reactive, तो ये खाने को भी खराब नहीं करता है. तो tin cans, all these things are used just to make sure that food not get distilled, like खाना खराब ना हो हमारा. Okay. Now next thing is zinc plating. Yes. So a lot of motor vehicle parts also and machine parts also are got coated with the zinc. You know that all these things are made up of iron, but iron easily could get rust. So but just we put a plate of zinc, and zinc is like a little bit highly reactive than the iron, but it is not like that. It is making the rusting part there. So what is happening while we are putting the zinc as a coating there, so that immediately make a combination with the oxygen that is present around the surrounding, and that is making a layer of ZnO also. So zinc oxide layer is surrounded through this, and that is not reactive. So zinc is not so reactive that ये rust हो जाए. But iron is such a kind of thing that is making a rust. That is eventually going to decay the whole part of metal. But while making a coating of zinc, so here it immediately make a reaction with the oxygen and making a small layer of it, and now it is not going to react with any other thing. So that is helpful. So that is why lots of machine particles are made up of zinc, and that is truly a very good effective work there. Now the next one is the nickel plating. So nickel is now a thing that is in place of zinc. We are going to use nickel a lot of time. Even coins that you are using are actually made up of nickel. So nickel is also having a property that is a long lasting. It is also a least reactive. So this one is also the very good example for electroplating. So students, the examples that I have told you right now, all these things are very prominent metals. That is why we usually get coated things with these metals only. Okay, और metals हम नहीं लेते. Like aluminium की plating भी कर सकते, but aluminium is already very cheap and we can make a whole thing out of aluminium. So that is cheap and that is easily available. So why to make a aluminium as a coating part? Yes, but to make protect and to not get reduced it by the corrosion or any other rusting part, so we are protecting our metals through these coatings, and all these the important one. So here our chapter finishes, dear all. Let us do the MCQ parts and revise it very well, because this one is a very good, and this part of this chapter, like, it is going to be elaborate more in your 10th class. So make sure it could be revised by you very well, and let's see what you can observe, and around you what different materials you will see that are get plated with different metals. So here we are ending this chapter, and all the best for your exams.